Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Indian Online School. Hope you all are preparing well for your Olympiad exams. So students, as you all know that exam dates are approaching, we need to put our 100% efforts to get a good score in our Olympiad. Okay. So today we'll take one SOF sample paper and we'll practice that one. Okay. We'll start with the grade 7 SOF sample paper. Okay. So students, in this paper, we'll have 50 questions and the total time allotted to solve this paper is 1 hour. Okay, and in this paper you will have 4 sections. Okay, the first section like it's about word and structure knowledge. It means you'll get questions from grammar and vocabulary, so around 20 to 25 questions you'll be getting in this first section. Okay, yeah, and then coming to the next section, it's about reading. Okay, a kind of passage will be given, a story or a kind of passage. You have to read that carefully and you have to answer the questions that are being asked. Okay, that is about the section 2. Okay, you'll have around like 1 or 2 passages, sometimes one passage and was a kind of ad or pamphlet kind of thing will be given. Okay, or sometimes 2 passages will be given in this section. Okay, so around 10 questions you'll be getting in this section 2. Okay, then coming to the third section, it's about spoken and written expressions. Okay, so this here 2 people will be talking and you have to complete the given conversation. Okay, this is about that. Now the last section is about achiever section. In this section you'll get everything like grammar, vocabulary, and conversation. Okay, so here you'll get 5 questions and these will carry you, like this will fetch you maximum marks compared to the other sections. Okay, now we'll go to each and every section. Okay, yeah, we'll start with the first section now. So yes, students, this is our first section, word and structure knowledge. Okay, so for these questions, choose the correct option to fill in the blank. For example, it's like, I am so dash as I went running today. Tomorrow I will need a rest. So when you are running, it's obvious that you'll get exhausted, you'll get tired. Okay, so the correct option is the first option, exhausted. It can't be happy, it can't be disgusted, it can't be drained. Okay, so it's the first option, exhausted. Likewise, you have to answer these questions. Okay, now the first question, animals move around the countryside dash, whereas people need papers and documents. So this is something related to action, like animals move around the countryside. How do they move? Okay, so you have to use the correct adverb over here to describe that action. Okay, so where do we have the adverb? As I've told you, more like 90% of the time your adverbs will end in y, like ly. You will be having ly at the end of your adverb. Okay, so where do we have that? In the option B. So it's the correct answer. And animals move around the countryside freely, whereas people need papers and documents. So option B is our correct answer. Now, you must try and work as much as possible if you want dash successful. So, what is the correct answer here? If you want is successful, no. If you want will be successful, no. If you want to be successful, yes, this is giving us the correct meaning. Okay, if you want has been successful, no. So the correct answer here is if you want to be successful. Option C is our correct answer. Now, there needs to be an dash unit to this textbook. So here, which unit? You have to use the correct adjective over here. Okay, so additionally unit, no. Addition unit, no. Even this can't be the answer. Add unit, no. It should be additional unit. There needs to be an additional unit to this textbook. Okay, this is our correct answer. Now, we dash to fix this bicycle for almost a month now. So it's like the action that has been started in the past and it is still in the continuous process. So this is something related to present perfect continuous tense. So it is like we have been trying to fix this bicycle for almost a month now. So option A is the correct answer. Now, our thoughts on subject run in dash with each other. So next to each with each other, no, this is not giving the correct meaning. Sideways with each other, no. Converse with each other, no. Converse to each other can be the correct one, but here we have with each other. So it is run in parallel with each other. Okay, so the correct answer is option D here. Now, the question 6. Being dash is not the highest achievement a person can attain. So, being how? Being wealthy is not the highest achievement a person can attain. Can't use wealth. We can't be, it can't be wealthily and wealthiest. Okay, we don't have any comparison kind of thing. So this cannot be the correct answer. The only correct answer is the option A. Being wealthy is not the highest achievement a person can attain. Okay. Now, our house is dash from the roundabout, dash the playing field. So generally, what is the preposition that we use for the roundabout, like for the roads? It is across. Okay, our house is across from the roundabout near the play field. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Now, we all need to work well together, dash, that we can complete the task. So how? We all need to work well together so that we can complete the task. So that it is the correlative conjunction that we use in pair, like so that, neither, nor, either, or. Okay, likewise we have so that we can complete the task. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Next, I'm really tired this morning, dash you. So it's like a question tag again. Okay, so I'm really tired this morning, aren't you? Okay, option D is the correct answer. Now, our new teacher was angry and dash at us all to get inside. When she is angry, what she must be doing? She was yelling. Okay, so it is she yelled at us to get inside. Okay, next, I have no idea dash of these we will need for tonight's dinner. So this is something, these means many, right? So I have no idea how many of these we will need for tonight's dinner. It can't be how much, it can't be when of this, it can't be what of this. Okay, these are ridiculous. So the correct answer here is how many of these we will need for tonight's dinner. Okay, now the rain has stopped, but you dash be able to go out until the flooding has reduced. Though the rain has stopped, but you won't be able to go out until the flood has reduced. Okay, flooding has reduced. So it is option C. Now, dash this picture of on the table over there. So what is the correct option? It is who is this picture of? So it is option B. It can't be who this picture of. It is incomplete. Whom this picture of? No. Who's this picture? No. These all are wrong. Okay, the correct option is who is this picture of on the table over there. Now, I can't find dash keys to dash back door, so we will have to use the front. So we are referring to particular keys and for particular thing. Okay, so we have to use the definite article over here. I can't find the keys to the back door. Okay, so the in both the blanks. So we will have to use the front. Now, never dash himself was secret to my father's mountaineering success. Never doubting himself. It's a kind of action. Okay, never doubting himself was the secret to my father's mountaineering success. So option C is the correct answer here. Now, I woke up in a dash after dreaming about the match we have today. How did you woke up? Yes, obviously you will be anxious. You will be nervous about that, right? So you'll be waking up in a cold sweat after dreaming about the match we have today. Okay. Next, at no time dash failed to get our projects in on time. It means you have done everything on time. You have never ever failed to get our projects in on time. Okay, so it is option D. You can't say like did we sometimes failed. No, they have never failed. So it is at no time have we ever failed to get our projects in on time. Now, I'm so tired because I have been up every day at the dash of down. Okay, so it's like the beginning of down, at the crack of down. Okay, so it's option C. Next, I might have written more if I dash the chance to. If I had the chance to do that. Okay, so it is option A. I might have written more if I had the chance to do it more. Okay, next. Question number 20. My old school does look worse for dash. It really needs to be rebuilt. Like after long usage, the things get wear and tear. This is the term we use for the things that get damage after long use. Okay, so it is like my old school does look worse for where it really needs to be rebuilt. Okay, next. My living room could do with being spruced dash a bit. What do you mean by spruced? What is the correct phrasal verb you have to use over here? It is spruced up. It means attractive. Okay, so it is option C. My living room could do with being spruced up a bit. Next, the dash of rain has meant that there will be more food imported next year. What do you mean by imported? To get in that thing in our country. So when do we get that from other countries? When we don't have enough rain. So it is the reduction of rain has meant for that there will be more food imported next year. It can be reassignment, it can be revelation, it can be recondition. Okay, reduction of rain has meant that there will be more food imported next year. Now, our new headmaster is the dash of good sense and manners. It can be a point, it can be a pedestrian, it can be a pretend. Good pinnacle. Pinnacle means a good example. Okay, so our new headmaster is a good example of good sense and manners. Now, there was nothing much for us to do, so we sat back, dashed the breeze with one another. So they had nothing to do. Okay, they had no work to do, so they sat back, dashed the breeze. So this is a kind of idiom. So the correct idiom is shooting the breeze. It means doing a casual conversation. Okay, shooting the breeze with one another, doing a casual conversation with one another. Okay. Now, for questions 25 and 26, choose the correct synonym of the given word. Mammoth. What do you mean by that? It means large size. Okay, so something which is great, like big in size, called mammoth. Boring, no, it's no more related to size. Common, no. Minuscule, it means extremely small. So this can't be the correct synonym. Colossal. Colossal means again very large in size. So this is our correct answer. Next, expedient. What do you mean by expedient? It's like helping somebody, but which is not acceptable, which is not morally supported. Okay, that is called expedient. Ephemeral means short-lived. No, this has no connection with this word. Elliptical, no, it's not about shape. Judicious. Judicious is one who make good judgments, which is acceptable by others. Okay, so okay, this can be. Now let's see the next one. Belligerent. What do you mean by belligerent? It means arrogant. Okay, so this is nothing but this is not the correct one. So the correct answer here is judicious. Yeah. Now, for questions 27 and 28, you have to choose the correct antonym of the given word. It means opposite of the given word. Okay. So yeah, giddy. What do you mean by giddy? Feeling unconscious, unable to stand properly. Okay, so you won't be in your sense. Okay, so for that, what is the correct answer? Is it sensible, enthusiastic, enabled, or pleasurable? Okay, there's nothing related to pleasure kind of thing, or sensible, or enthusiastic. Okay, so it's about it's like you will be enabled. Okay, so the correct answer here is option C. Now, begrudging. What do you mean by begrudging? It means getting angry, feeling angry on others, like being like aggressive. Okay. So opposite of that can be it can be empty, it can be demanding, it can be backward. It is generous. Okay. So the correct answer is option D here. Now for questions 29 and 30, choose the option with correct spelling. Okay. So what is the spelling of the word that means unpleasant? Okay, so it is grostiest. So option D is our correct answer. Grosdiest. Okay. Now, what is the spelling of the word that means to have a break? What do you mean by that? What is the word that we use for to indicate the meaning to have a break? It is hiatus. It is hiatus. Okay, option C is our correct answer. Now we go to the second section. It's about reading the given passage and answering the given questions. Okay, for questions 31 to 35, read the passage and answer the questions that follow. Okay, the current biggest threat to climbers on the world's tallest peak, the former head of the Nepal Mountaineering Association said, is the staggering amount of human waste being left on its slopes, with some estimates putting that number at more 8,500 kilos for this season alone. The biggest problem and the concern now on Everest is human. It is impossible to know exactly how much litter is spread across Everest because it only becomes visible when the snow melts. But at Camp 2, two levels higher than base camp, Sherpas who work on the government's cleanup drive this spring, believe around 8,500 kilos of human waste was left there during this year's climbing season. The cleanup took 3 weeks, and the Sherpas were continually uh, going up and down the mountain with sacks. Melting conditions at Camp 2 create an odor that is sickening to climbers, and the waste will eventually contaminate water sources below and become a health hazard. Sharing once during our expedition to Camp 2, 8 of our 10 Sherpas got stomach illness from bad water at Camp 2, said John All, a professor of environmental science at Western Washington University who visited Everest on a research expedition. And George G., who heads the Independent Everest Pollution Control Committee, has demanded that the Nepal government institute some rules. The problem is there are no regulations on how to dispose of the human waste. Some climbers use biodegradable bags that have enzymes which decompose human waste, but most of them don't. Instead of using the makeshift toilets, many climbers dig a hole in the snow, letting the waste fall into small crevices. However, rising temperatures have thinned the glacier, leaving fewer and smaller crevasses. The overflowing waste then spills downhill towards base camp and even communities below the mountain. Local people living at the base camp use melted snow for drinking water, and for them, the human excrement poses a health risk. Tissuing and other mountaineers say the government should mandate for the use of biodegradable bags for human waste. The bags are expensive and have to be imported from the United States. Okay, this was about the passage. Now let's go to the questions. Choose the best title or heading for the passage. So it is about a mess up the mountains. Okay, now what is the biggest issue on the mountain? It is the rubbish people leave behind. Okay, now how many shepherds got ill? It's around 10 shepherds got ill. Okay, who will probably be affected by the pollution? It's obviously the local villagers. Okay, now what does the word mandate mean in the final paragraph? It's about forcing. Okay, so mandate means to force. So this is how you have to answer the passage questions. Now let's go to the next passage. Okay, for questions 36 to 40, read the passage and answer the questions that follow. A bizarre new trend has started to spring up across the US and the UK. It seems that more than 6,000 people have taken out alien abduction policies, each worth the equivalent of $8 million in compensation. The bizarre deal provided by St. Lawrence Agency is St. Lawrence the Area 51 Alien Center tourist attraction. St. Lawrence said, "I don't want to try to rip somebody off. The people that come to me, if I think they don't understand the terms and conditions, that this is tongue and cheek, I won't sell it to them." The policy also offers asteroid recognition and Area 51 insurance. There is sarcasm coverage that is limited to only cover against family members who mock the abductee and categorically not the rest of the world. Speaking to the website, Mr. St. Lawrence claimed 2 people have submitted claims so far, with one even submitting a Polaroid photograph of the suspected aliens. I said, "We are going to waive the signature," and we started paying him $1 a year for 10 years before we lost contact with him. St. Lawrence said, "When I started, most people thought it was completely absurd. And today, I'd say 50% of the people think it's a possibility." Okay. And nearly 2 million people have confirmed they will be attending the Storm Area 51 event in September. But the US Air Force warned people against the idea recently. Area 51 is an open training range for the US Air Force, and they would discourage anyone from trying to come into the area where they train American armed forces. The spokesman said the US Air Force always stand ready to protect America and its assets. Okay, this was about the passage. Now let's go to the questions. Choose the best title or heading for the passage. So it is about what? Insurance against aliens. Okay, it is option C. Now, how many people have alien insurance? Over 6,000 people. Okay. Now, why have people suddenly started buying the insurance? After going through this Facebook page, they have started buying the insurance policies. Okay. Now, customers will get their money back. At what rate? At $1 a year. Now, what is the meaning of the word abductee in the sixth paragraph? It's about prisoner. Okay. So this is how you have to answer your passage questions. Okay. This was about the section 2. Now let's move to section C. It's about spoken and written expressions. Okay. For questions 41 to 45, choose the most suitable option to complete each conversation. Ali, I need to mull dash what has just happened. What do you mean by okay, you have to use a phrasal verb here. Correct. Okay. It's like mull over. What do you mean by mull over? It's like to think over what has just happened here. Okay. So the correct option is option C. Next, Harry, we are going to this party for dash. Ben, great. I thought you were wearing. So it means we are going to this party for sure. Okay. Now, son, Dad, why do we have so much luggage? Father, I dash if because of all the toys. So is it no hope, dream, or wonder? It's I wonder if it's because of the toys. Okay, this is the correct answer. Now, Edward, what were you doing just now? Call. Hi, I just my lunch before we left. So I I had eaten my lunch before we left. We have to choose something in the past. Okay, past perfect tense. Now, Marley, the end of this experiment dash the end of the unit on reproduction. It means the end of this experiment marks the end of the unit on reproduction. So option C is our correct answer. This was about the section 3. Now let's move to the last section. It's about achiever section. Okay. Now for questions 46 and 47, choose the correct option to fill in the blank. However, dash, this is something I regularly think about. So what could be the correct answer? Repudiation. What do you mean by repudiation? It means to reject. Okay. So this has no relation with the given sentence, so it's not the correct answer. Now, however, inconsequential, this is something I regularly think about. Inconsequential means unimportant. Okay, we may think about this now. However, breaking this something I regularly know. This can't be the correct answer. Elevator, no. So the correct answer would be inconsequential. However, inconsequential is something. This is something I regularly think about. Okay. Now the old man proved his vim and dash. So this is a kind of idiom. Vim and what is the correct word that we use with this? It is vigor. Vim and vigor means energy and enthusiasm. Okay. So it is option C. The old man proved his vim and vigor by sprinting up the steps. Now choose the correct synonym of the given word. Predicate. What is predicate? That confirms or denies about the what a subject does. Okay, so it's about affirming something. So the correct answer will be first option, affirm. Predicate means affirm. Okay. Now choose the correct antonym of the given word. You have to find the opposite of the given word. Vital means it is important, mandatory. Okay, so opposite of that can be easy practice. No, it should be the first option, optional. Okay. Now, the last one. Choose the most suitable option to complete the conversation. Paul, I don't know what to do about Billy. Ed, well, we can't turn our dash on him because we promised to help. It means we can't move back from what we said. Okay, what we have promised, what we have committed. So it is, we can't turn our backs on him. Okay, it is option A. This is how you have to do your SOF paper. I hope this is clear to everyone.